Getting a new engine in the boat was a huge milestone in our restoration journey. But as with any big project, things didn't go perfectly right away. This week, we're fixing our mistakes, finding our rhythm, and locking things in place for good. So grab a snack, enjoy the ride, and if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up and drop a comment. It really helps, and honestly, it makes our day. Cheers! We cover the engine and everything to protect it. Looking after our baby. But it's still there. Now, because we need to modify the engine bed slightly, the engine needs to come out of the engine room again, which we'll be hopefully doing today. Before that, we would like to screw all these floor down, ready for tabbing the sides. So that's what we are on right now. I'm gonna have a go and try to screw it in the right place. There is a massive storm coming tomorrow, like a heavy storm. And as you know, we've got a few leaks. So we're trying to also work on that today, preparing the boat for the storm. The solar arch came off to bring the engine in, which means it's still off. We're gonna try to put it fixed in place and Sikaflex finally today. So we've been painting around the bases, so when we paint the deck we don't need to take it off. And we're just waiting for the paint to dry and we'll put it on.
Plus new things.
Plus Stuart's made some new backing plates for it.
Don't look too quick. Don't look too closely because they're a little bit rough.
Yeah.
A little bit of a quick job because the
storm's
coming.
Yeah, the storm is actually been good because it's pushing us to get a lot done.
They'll need a little rub down, but
Also, Stuart's made, well, it's cut a piece of wood. You can't really call making.
yeah. Same
Painted
again.
it.
Tiny bit rough, but that's for the binnacle.
Yeah. That is to cover that massive hole coming into the engine room. So we'll silicone that board outside and hopefully that will seal it. We're gonna be using 30mm screws. So we think that will be enough. Do all boats have screwed down floor?
Don't know, but this one did.
Yeah, so we just copied what it was.
That's all.
It's not a decision based on any knowledge.
We are just refitting.
Yeah.
We're taking everything out and refitting it. That's it.
We're mainly screwing the side ones. There will be loads of panels in the middle that can be lifted, so that is not a problem.
Alright.
Look at that. Two guns too. So now the only boards that come up would be that lead, this lead, these two leads, because the mast also will go there. We still need to cut that hole. And then these, and that. So we can inspect and take in and out water tanks and fuel tank. Yeah, it's nice. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems more solid, and we've still got to tab it in. Here it's a tiny bit springy, but I'm sure once it's tabbed in.
Oh yeah, that will be fine with my tabbing. But it's nice, you feel it's more solid. Before you would walk and they will like bounce. You can still feel it on the ones that are loose. So here I step and it's solid. And here you can hear it's not, but hey, it's nice.
The reason this one is bigger than this side is because there's the breakout box for the mast. So the radar, the VHF, the
All
lighting.
the cabling will be there, right?
Yeah, there'll be an IP box in there somewhere. With some connectors.
Cool. Okay. Next job. Probably bring the engine out.
You don't want to tab it first?
No. Tabbing is an easy job I can do whilst you're doing something else.
Okay, alright.
We don't need two people for that.
Marina's lifting up the engine all by herself. I always get a bit nervous. Just because it's a bit of a lump.
We lifted so much.
Alright. If you just do that, I'll try.
It's okay, let go. It's to always get so stressed out. Cardboard.
Where do you want the cardboard? More.
Wow, we lifted it a lot.
Right. Keep going a bit. You good? One more. Alright, that's good. Okay. You ready on the wood?
Wood?
No, you got to hold the engine, otherwise it's just gonna.
It's okay, let go. Look. Okay, that's good. You can pull it a bit. Yeah, that should be okay.
Okay, wood.
Look at that. She's just hanging out. Dangling about. All over the gaff.
The back wheel, the back wheel.
Got it.
Hold on, it's more to one side than the other.
Does it matter to roll it? But it's all the weight now is on that.
Okay.
Let go.
Just you let go gently and I'll pull it.
From that bar we've moved into this bar. So I'm just gonna pull it whilst it still tries to wheel it. We're back to an empty engine room. The engine is gonna be sitting here for a few days. I don't know how many. So we've made sure that it's sitting on the mounts because we don't know for how many days it's gonna be there. As you know, we have to modify the engine bed over there. So yeah. Hopefully we can get that done quick and then fix the engine in place. I have just drilled the pilot hole and now we're gonna go outside and drill a bigger hole.
Bloody hell. Surprising how thick it is.
Well, it's good that it's thick. Yeah. And there it is. We got a drain hole. We've seen boats with two, with one on one side is higher than the other side, all kinds of holes. We've gone for one, at least for now. because the storm is coming, and if any water collects in here, it's got somewhere to drain, and it's not right in the corner because we didn't want it to drill in our fillet or anywhere where the foam was, so water doesn't go into the foam and into our whole structure that we built. It's pretty thick, the hole in there. We've put some tape outside because I'm gonna put some epoxy all around it to make sure it's sealed and there's no water going into the lamination. So far we painted the gloss this morning under the solar arch, screw the floor down. We mark where we need to cut the shaft and the engine bed. We've moved the engine bed. We've decided we're not having the floor today because it's going to take too long. We've drilled the anchor locker hole and epoxy around it. We've sealed the binnacle hole with the board. We're about to attach the cockpit drains. That's the board that we have just siliconed in place. And we're just working on the drains. All our through holes are plastic, which might create some
controversy.
Yeah, controversy here. But
technically they're actually composite nylon, but I'm not going to split hairs.
Yeah, but yeah, all of them are true design. We've used them before and we like them. And Stuart says that he usually struggles because once you put the tape, it's harder to know where the handle is going to end up once you tighten it all the way.
And we want the handle towards the front.
Yeah, we want the handle in a specific place. And we've got the load bearing collars, which are pretty chunky. They basically make the seacock stronger.
Because why would you stand on a seacock? Anyone who weighs 500 pounds ain't going to get their foot in it, and we know that.
So what is the room for that tape? How much you put on?
I don't know, enough. Not the third bowl of porridge. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Hey, beginner's luck, eh?
Is it good?
Well, that's as tight as it can go. Sweet!
Okay.
Alright, let's see if lightning strikes twice.
Number 2. To fit the collars, we need to cut a little bit of the thread.
Oh, that's on.
Nice. Symmetrical.
There is a wall that goes here, but I did get a flap for the oil filter.
So you can also access these because the oil filter is going to be about there.
Yeah.
The flap is here. The flap is there, so you'll...
Yeah.
But, yeah. Just drill the holes on the backing plates, ready to go. So that will go under there.
Bit embarrassed.
Okay, ready to go. This solar arch is going on. Finally! Yesterday was a long day, and by the time we started putting the arch on, it was getting dark, so we didn't record any of it. But it's now Sikaflex in place and sealed. Not the prettiest of jobs. There is a little bit of Sika that needs to be cleaned. So that's now 4 less possible leak areas. We also covered all these big holes that gives us access to the bolts. Because we are not ready to fix everything in place, we are waiting for the vents that are gonna be here. We have the cupboards for that, but we can't install them yet because we still have to connect the cables for the solar panels through there. But all that is covered to avoid the rain going in. We were expecting a massive storm that was gonna flood the boat. That's why we taped everything and put the solar arch and tried to get all these bits done to seal the boat. but either, well, it wasn't super crazy heavy rain, but it did rain a lot. And maybe it's because it wasn't super heavy, the water didn't come in, or maybe it's because we sealed the solar arch holes and that's where the water was coming in from. Because inside the boat we also put like loads of nappies all around, so it looks like a toddler had a party in here. But there is no water in the bilge, unlike all the rainy days that we had quite a lot of water in here. So I'm gonna check the nappies, but so we've got a whole row of nappies going along this edge because usually the water comes from all along there, lowest point of the boat, and they're dry. Look at the state of this shelf. All that is mold and rotten wood. This obviously is gonna go. Also dry. The water comes out of here, drips down here on the hole, and then it runs all the way down on the hole. Come down here and fill all these areas, but it is dry today, and these ones don't seem to be leaking either. Good news.
I felt more confident when there was a leak.
You were happier with a leak? What?
Well, no, where did the leak go?
Yeah, we're concerned because it's either, as I said earlier, it's either because it didn't rain enough to create the leaks that normally we
Well,
get.
it was about 12 mil of rain.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it was very slow, like not big drops, you know?
It was a lot of rain.
It was during the whole day, but not, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, we'll wait for the next one.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Big day today. This engine bed is getting fine-tuned. We wish we didn't have to do this.
That's what you're going to say. I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, well, Merry Christmas as well, yeah. But it's not the worst outcome, I think. We were both fearing that the whole thing needed to be redone if we didn't do it right. So just doing that little bit is not too bad.
I wasn't fearing anything. I was just not talking about it.
Exactly, fearing it. So the plan is, with that beautiful line that Stuart just drew, he's gonna cut that out, and then we will have to put fiberglass and paint it again.
How straight's that line, babe? Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, very straight.
Yeah? Sweet.
Good job, honey.
That will do.
Well done. And I'm gonna be tabbing this whole section off the floor because it's already screwed in place. That's why I have my gloves on, because I've been cutting the tabbing. Cutting through the Iroko was creating a lot of smoke, so we had to open all the windows, put our masks on, and I had to just stand next to Stuart with the hoover, trying to hoover out all the smoke so he could see what he was doing. It was a little bit painful to see the massacre.
Oh, and it was a massacre. Ooh.
It took like, how long? 2 hours?
Yeah, probably. And a few multi-tool blades.
But
Yeah,
why did it take so long? Because it's super strong.
It does look a bit of a dog's breakfast. I'll tidy it up after sandwich time.
Oh yeah, this is just a rough cut. Now this needs to be tidied up and sanded, so the edges are rounded, and then sanded a bit outside so we can put new fiberglass on. But yeah, check this out. That is the thickness of the fiberglass that we put on top. I would have rather not to destroy the bed, But now that we've done it, I'm glad that we can see the strength of our creation.
I was going to say workmanship, but
yeah, no, it's pretty good, I think, because obviously when you're laying the fiberglass, you'll never know how thick your fiberglass is gonna be, and then you cover it with paint, and that's it. You forget about it. But now that we can see, really cool, strong, super strong.
over-engineered.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Also, well, like we laid it on really well.
yeah.
Like you can see, it's perfect.
Let's see if lightning strikes twice, babe.
Okay.
Anyway.
Nice.
Sandwich that.
I couldn't work on my tabbing because I have been the support team for Stuart. A lot of people think that Stuart does all the work, and what they don't realize is that he constantly needs me. He's like, Marina, can you bring me this? Marina, can you hold this? Marina. So I can work alone fine, but Stuart needs me all the time. Anyway, let's go.
Marina's always happy when she's got a pot of resin in her hands. That means we're building something.
I hate big pieces.
I love big pieces. It means big jobs are getting done. Okay, get it all down, and you can work it a little bit when with two hands in a minute. Looks good though. We cut it with Marina's help. She was on the hoover. A couple of bits need a touch of filler, just because they look a bit horrible. I couldn't get a nice curve with the multi-tool. And you guys, oh yeah, you can actually see the angle quite well from here. So here and here, just gonna try and smooth it out. Then I'll lay maybe one or two strips of the thick stuff, and then a bit of biax over the rest, because biax goes around corners a little bit easier. You know what they say, you can't polish a turd, but you can cover it in epoxy. There we go. Give it a sand once it's gone off, so maybe tomorrow or the day after. But we've got good temps at the moment, so it's almost like you can sand the day after doing the resin work. Okay, here we go. Back to fiberglass in the engine bed. We thought this job would be over, but apparently it's not. That's okay. Ooh. Got a hair from the paintbrush, part of the boat now. So one like here. Oh, that looks alright. In pretty good. Ooh, you can hear the horse from next door.
That's finished, not bad. One day to cut it and fiberglass it. And my tabbing is also done. So there is no way back now. All that floor is fixed in place. Nice. It is fun to start building farther up from the village now. Cool. That is it for this week. On the next one, things get real. We'll be cutting the shaft, hopefully in the right spot, prepping for the engine install and covering up our mistakes like they never happened. Quick reminder before I go, we've just launched YouTube memberships. So if you've been wanting to show a little extra support, this is a great way to get access to exclusive content. Plus, YouTube will give us a boost once we hit 30 members. So we'd really appreciate your help. Thanks so much for all your support, whether you are watching, engaging, or part of our Coffee and Patreon community. See you all next week. Hasta luego.